It's mine? Okay. So, how do we protect and defend the Second Amendment? A big thing that we do is to interview and vet political candidates. So we make it easy for gun owners to vote for people that will fight for the Second Amendment. We're going to keep on doing that with an interview with Cordie Williams coming up next.
But first, does it take too much time to clean your gun to end up smelling like a gas station? Well, clean, lube, and protect your gun faster with Seal One. Seal One CLP Plus is natural, non-toxic, and environmentally friendly. Clean your guns faster and smell good. One and done with Seal One. Ask for it by name at your local gun shop. If they don't have it, tell them to get you some. Or you can just go to their website at seal1.com. That's seal1, seal1.com. All right, Joe, who we got up next?
We have Dr. Cordie Williams, who is running for U.S. Senate, going for the seat that Kamala vacated. And the interim senator there is Alex Padilla, I think. So, Dr. Williams, are you on?
Yes, I am. How are you, gentlemen?
Very
Great.
good, very
Welcome
good.
to the show. Hey, you want to tell
Happy Sunday.
Thank you.
So you want to tell the folks a little bit about yourself. So who are you and what's going on?
Yeah. So I'm a U.S. Marine, father of two young boys under the age of 5. I'm a Jesus guy. I'm a Trump guy. Lifetime NRA member. And, one of those guys that grew up right outside of Seattle. My dad always took me hunting and fishing, and we went deer hunting. I probably was firing a BB gun at 5. I think I was shooting a 22 at 7, and by the age of 8 or 9, I was firing a 308 and a 30-06, and been around firearms pretty much my whole life. I got to really shoot some really cool ones in 1998 when I went into the U.S. Marine Corps.
Cool.
So great. So that
elevator speech.
go ahead. So
Yeah,
Doctor,
no, I was just going to say that's kind of the elevator speech.
Yeah, that's a good one. Nothing wrong with that at all. 308. I had a British 303, if you want to talk about a fun gun.
Ah.
Yeah. I locked my keys in a car, and I used that to get in. So you can imagine what the window and the door on the other side look like afterwards.
Oh, my goodness. That sounds like something we'd do in Alabama.
Yeah, well.
I was born there, so.
So how did you end up here in San Diego?
Yeah, well, my wife, so I'm a chiropractor. So my wife and I both have doctorates in chiropractic, and she was very much of the non-gun, non-country music, liberal side of the camp when I met her back in 2010. And I always like to say I converted her. She loves George Strait now. She probably fires a Glock better than I do, I'm ashamed to admit. And she probably loves Donald Trump more than I do too. So we really converted her, and she's a Jesus follower now. But we met in school in 2010. Just happened to be, I was coming up from Slab Lab, and she was sitting out by herself. Slab Lab's what we call when you look at dead people, and you got to look at skin tissue and nerves and all that. That's what doctors do when they're learning. And she was outside and eating by herself, and fate would have it, and probably a lot of God would have it, that she was dumb enough to go out with me, and the rest is history. The rest is history.
So I've got to ask you a question. What college did you go to for chiropractic?
Yeah, Life University. It's right outside of Atlanta in a little town called Marietta.
Have you ever heard of Pearson College? You ever heard of Pearson?
I've heard of it, and it's been a while, so I couldn't tell you what state it's in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard of it, for sure.
The only reason I say that is I found a chiropractor from there, and everybody I talk to that knows anything about it says that's the college, and I'll tell you, the guy did wonders for me, then he passed away. But I digress. So what made you jump into this race to fill the smallest shoes in the state?
Yeah, well, you know what? A lot of people ask me that, and, at 42, I've been in practice probably 8 or 9 years, and we moved out here in 2014, and, I had no political aspirations. I thought my service was done from a U.S. constitutional standpoint, because I'd, served my 4 years in the Marine Corps and trucking along with my family, and everything was going great. And then the COVID situation started, or the Fauci virus. And when it started, we just kind of felt that, like a lot of people, like we were going to lose our business. We chose not to mask because we felt that was our constitutional right and our practice. We chose not to follow, a lot of these rules that we just have never really seen the science on. And we started protesting early on. So it was probably March. Actually, probably the second week of April, we went to a rally in San Diego, found ourselves at another one in Pacific Beach, and then fate would find it 3 months into the lockdown. I got a plane ticket to Sacramento. This was really, gentlemen, before rallies were rallies. Mussolini pulled the permits on a real peaceful protest, not the ones where they're burning, looting, and committing murders and stuff, but a real one. And he pulled the permits on it the night before. And this rally that at 8 a.m. had maybe 100 people there, within 2 hours had 3,000. And the CHP there, on Newsom's orders, formed a baton line. They started throwing women to the ground, handcuffing people, all sorts of stuff. And before you know it, there's 300 to 500 riot gear police. And to make a long story short, this went on for a couple hours. They pushed us back 500 yards. There were 64 arrests that day. And I got on a megaphone and turned my hat backwards and just talked to them about the oath they took. And it got picked up by the Hodge twins, Scoop, and David Harris Jr. And 21 million views later, we launched a nonprofit called 1776 Forever Free. And we've done over 120 rallies statewide and nationally with people like Mike Lindell, General Flynn, Brandon Strzok, Roger Stone, all sorts of folks. And we've just been sharing the message of the Constitution and encouraging people to run for office. So after 2 years and three weekends every month for 2 years being away from my family, everybody started asking me, when are you going to run? And, here we are.
Well, it's great. I'm glad to hear you've done all that too, Dr. Williams, because it was just, especially with what's happened over the last couple of years. I know my view of the medical profession has changed drastically over the last 2 years. And it's really, I think it's really refreshing to hear that you guys actually stood up in terms of the masks and all that other stuff, because it's tough to do for people in your field, and you really have to believe in what you're doing and really stand up for that. So I applaud you for that kind of stuff. And I was looking at your website, and just great things in there. You've got a bunch of issues listed, and your responses or your opinion on those issues. And I could have written them all myself. I was right in line with all the stuff I was reading up there. The one thing I noticed, though, that wasn't there was I did not see a Second Amendment thing on there, and your feelings on the Second Amendment. And just after listening to you here, obviously you've got a long history with firearms. But can you talk about your opinion on the Second Amendment and the state of things nowadays?
Yeah. Well, and that'll be added today. I don't know why that's not there, and I apologize for that, because after 5 months of this campaign, it should be there. And just so your viewers know, I'm the only candidate in the field that is endorsed by 3-star General Leroy Sisco, that's best friends with George Strait and sits on the board of the National Rifle Association. So it is something I take very seriously. So, I'll apologize, to you guys for it not being there. But pardon me, what was your question one more time?
Oh, just what's your opinion on gun ownership?
Yeah, just on the Second Amendment and the condition of things nowadays, and where you see it going forward.
Yeah, it's appalling. I mean, honestly, they're trying to strip our guns away. I mean, it's obvious whether you look at the assault weapons ban, whether you look at the way the media frames their narrative around that ban, and what the rhetoric even since the 1970s. You can go back to the different way that they have, it's been an all-out, to use their term, assault on anyone carrying a firearm. I mean, the fact that we even need a permit to carry a weapon anywhere in this country, any state, it's a travesty, because the Second Amendment is very clear that we should be able to have that firearm on our person at all times, anytime we want, anywhere we want. And it's a travesty that there's only 25 states, after the NRA's fought for that for 3 decades, that's actually happening. And it's like we're asking, somebody permission to wipe our butt after we take a crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a joke.
That's a good analogy. I like that one. That's perfect. Well, and then, so I'm sure you were pretty happy about that one case or that one law they were trying to pass where your kids would rat on you to their teachers.
So
yeah, well, this is the typical left doing what they do. I mean, they did the same thing with COVID, right?
Right.
You create a Karen and Kevin. You put everybody in fear, and then you actually it's a genius marketing plan because now you have disciples of your falsehood, and you have drones and people that are zombies.
Right. How do people follow you around and help you out?
You can go to Cordie 4 Senate, CORDIE, number 4senate.com and donate. That's Cordie4senate.com. And we need all the help we can get, but we are winning in this race, and we're excited to stand up for gun owners everywhere and people that want freedom in America.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.